Hey everybody, welcome to my first live talk video chat. I'm super excited about this. We just wrapped our second show with season 3, which went amazing, and now I'm ready to answer all of your burning questions about the show, about life, about how babies are made. I don't actually know how that happens, but send them to me now on Twitter and Facebook using the buttons below, and use the hashtag #TalkLiveChat, and we're gonna get started. I can't wait. I love the internet so much. I'm also gonna apologize too if I eat during this thing because I didn't have my lunch yet. Okay, oh, here's the first question. How was it having makeup on again today? Good question, Claire. Well, I have to tell you, I had so much fun yesterday doing the makeup-free show. I think we all felt very free, and it was almost like if you think about like something bad that could happen to you and you have a lot of anxiety about it, and then it does happen and you realize, oh my God, I didn't die, I'm fine. It kind of takes a little bit of that anxiety away. So yesterday was a blast. Of course, now I have all my drag accoutrements on, and I feel fabulous as well. So, you know, it's nice to go au naturel. It's also nice to be able to whip my hair back and forth. So I am happy to be back in makeup. But all of us ladies decided as a group, not like we forced each other, but we all kind of talked about it, and we're all saying we felt like we might wear less makeup on the show this season. So we'll see how long that lasts. I'm sure by next week I'll have like a beauty mark on my face and lashes that will make wind, but we'll find out. We'll find out what happens. Okay, Sarah. Sarah says, this is a different Sarah, not Sarah Brown, who was the first question. Sarah McCauley says, what's it like getting to work with Sarah, Sharon, Cheryl, and Julie? It's amazing. I think if you watch the show, you'll see we have a really great chemistry at the table, and that chemistry translates over into everything that we do. I think we feel very lucky as a group that we get along so well, and it really just was almost from the very beginning just this really amazing chemistry. I've known Sharon for a long time, and I've also known Cheryl for a long time, so we were already pretty friendly. But I really feel very grateful that I hit it off with Sarah and Julie so quickly, and it's really a little family here. And we were all a little, not anxious, but wondering how our first few days were going to be back, because we'd all been off for 6 weeks. Would we fall right into the flow of things? Would it be a little, choppy? And it was like we'd never been away, and that was really wonderful. Our first day back, it was like we hadn't even left. So I think everybody feels really excited about season 3 and about where we're going to go as a team. And all we do is laugh around here all the time. Laugh and try not to eat cookies. Okay. Oh, how cool. I have my first question from a boy. At SamShow11 on Twitter says, you're known for being a female gamer. Any thoughts on the upcoming Halo 4, Resident Evil 6, or Gears of War 4? Well, SamShow11. I'm super excited. I love Halo. That's a big franchise of mine, and I love those games, and I do a lot of team play with my friends, which is super, super fun. I've loved to play Slayer, so obviously looking forward to that and new maps from that game. I always play campaign, but I tend to play multiplayer when I play Halo. I've never played an RE game. I actually, all I know about RE is the Mila Jovovich movies, so I cannot help you with that. I think the last time I played RE was in an arcade, because I'm 1,000 years old. But I am excited for Gears of War. I love the guys at Epic. As you know, Cliffy is a big friend of mine. Cliffy B. What's up, Cliffy B? Raising. And I was in the last Gears game, and I loved campaign for 3, and I can't wait for 4. And I actually got to play the new module, the new multiplayer module at E3, and it was awesome. And I died so many times in so many different ways. It's amazing how many ways someone can slice you apart with a chainsaw. I got to tell you, it was brutal. But I'm very excited for Gears of War. And oh my God, there's going to be a new Bioshock. Bioshock Infinite is finally going to come out next year, so I'm excited about that too. Pam Goodwin. Hi, Pam. What a sweet thing to say. Pam Goodwin says, Aisha, you are beautiful inside and out. Pam, thank you. I should send cupcakes. I almost always agree with the points you make. Well, that's nice. Even if you don't agree with all the points I make, that's okay too, but thank you. How do I stay so upbeat and positive always? I know sometimes it's a little pukey, isn't it? I was just, as Lady Gaga would say, I was born this way. I've always been a pretty upbeat person. I think I inherited that from my parents, especially my father, who grew up in Pittsburgh. His father died during World War II, and my dad grew up with a single mom and 4 sisters. and they didn't have very much. They did not have a lot of money, and they really struggled. And my dad has always been a very upbeat person. He's the kind of guy that no matter what's happening, he insists that you get up and get out and get going and don't feel sorry for yourself. And so he was a walk it off kind of a dad. Sometimes you have to tell your dad it's hard to walk off a broken leg, a little difficult. But he was always really upbeat when I was a kid. And I think he raised me to be somebody that doesn't focus on what's negative, just focuses on what's positive. Not to be a Pollyanna, not to be someone who's like, oh, nothing's bad, but more like, I can't change the bad things, but I can change how I see the bad things. And I won't let other people or the world affect how I feel about myself. And I try to be very positive, and I also try to be kind to other people, because I always feel like if you're nice to other people, that kindness comes back on you many times over. So I just believe in being upbeat. It's part of my life philosophy. And when I get down, I play video games, or I eat chocolate, or I eat chocolate while I play video games. My controllers are very sticky. At JOKU82, which I'm going to assume is Joku82, says, do we ever think we'll have a guy co-host on a regular basis? Well, Joku82, we are a team, us 5 women, and we are the home team. We are the core team. We're the nickel, us 5 on this show. But we love having men on the show when one of us is away, either doing, obviously Julie does Big Brother, and Sharon's been doing America's Got Talent. Sometimes people have to travel. So when one of us is away, we always love having a guy on. It's great to get a different perspective, and we've had some pretty amazing men. Mario Lopez was pretty great. Who else have we had? I'm just thinking of cute boys. Neil Patrick Harris is going to be coming on. Oh, Neil Patrick Harris is going to be coming on, says the voices in my head, very soon. So we always love it when we have a guy on, because it's great to have that male perspective at the table. And you know me, I love men. I have a podcast all about men called Girl on Guy, so I love it when guys are here. And my best friend's a guy, and my husband's a guy, and I got to tell you, I love him a lot. So we will definitely have men on in the future. But as far as the core, as far as the dream team, that's us 5 ladies. Don't you forget it. Forever Your Boy on Twitter, at Forever Your Boy, says, if I could have any guest on season 3, who would it be? Okay, so I think we would all love to have the president on the show. I don't think that Cheryl would live through it. I think her head would literally explode, and there would just be like brains and Cheryl happiness all over the whole stage. So I don't know if we could make it through that day, but then also Secret Service would probably tackle her to the ground when she tried to pick the president up, much in the way that pizza guy picked him up, not realizing that she does not have the muscular strength of a 300-pound power lifter, but she would try it. So that would obviously be a dream guest for us. We'd love to have the FLOTUS on, Michelle. She would be amazing as well. My dream guest, you know how I feel about the Ryans, Reynolds and Gosling. I would take them separately or together, both on the show and in real life. No, just on the show. I'm married. Why would I say that out loud? So yes, I would love to have either of the Ryans on. Oh God, I'd love to have Ben Affleck on. He's got a new movie coming out, and I really respect him. I feel like he's a young Clint Eastwood, only without the really bad jokes about an empty chair, because he is a young actor who has transformed himself into this incredibly brilliant director. And I really love when not just artists, but people everywhere find a way to transform their lives. And he's just so creative and interesting. So I'd love to have him on. I'd love to have Gabby Douglas on. I think she's the greatest. I love the Olympics. I watch so much Olympics. Ooh, Oscar Pistorius. I want to have Oscar Pistorius on. That's not one person. I'm great. I'm just greedy. That's what I am. I'm a grubby bastard. All right. Lisa McPherson, 1 on Twitter, says, do I have any movie or TV show projects coming up? Well, Lisa McPherson, 1, it's funny you should ask. I'm obviously on The Talk every day on CBS, which I love doing. Season 4 of Archer starts January 2013. We're in the middle of that now. It's going to be killer. You must not miss that. It's going to be 10 o'clock on Thursdays on FX. I have a show that just aired over the summer. I don't even know if the finale's aired yet on Reel's channel. It's called 13. It's an action series with me and Stuart Townsend, who you may know played the vampire Lestat. Very cool, very sexy Irishman. I play a CIA agent. I shoot stuff. It's awesome. And I have a movie out right now called The Baby Makers, from the guys who brought you Beer Fest and Super Troopers, and you can watch that right now. It was a simultaneous release on iTunes and in theaters, and you can download it on iTunes right now. It's called The Baby Makers. I'm very funny in it, if I do say so myself, and I do. Pictorus. You guys have fascinating Twitter handles. Pictorus004 says, I'm a huge Archer fan. I'm curious what made you want to sign on to be Lana. Well, I'll tell you in a word, that script was so doggone funny. And I'm obviously, that's not the word I would use if I was being Lana right now, that I said yes after 10 pages. I'm a huge fan of Adam Reed. I loved C-Lab 2021. And when I was on Talk Soup, it was all I would talk about. And people were getting really tired of me. And I got the script, and someone told me this is from the guy who did C-Lab and created Frisky Dingo. And I read probably 10 pages of that script, and I was like, I cannot wait to do this show. Where do I go? What do I do? And I'm so grateful that I did. It's something I'm incredibly proud of. It's obviously very different than The Talk, but it's so smart, and it's so edgy, and the fans that love the show are so passionate about it. And my favorite thing to do every year is to go to Comic-Con and meet all of my awesome, nerdy, crazed Archer fans that are all dressed up like Lana and Sterling and Pam. Now we've got people dressed up like Pam. We had a lady last year say that she was naming her baby Sterling Archer, which she did. She's a super fan. I don't think you can get more fanny than naming your baby after a cartoon character. So I love making Archer. I'm so proud of it. I'm in love with everybody who makes the show. Adam Reed is he's my spirit animal. And I can't wait for season 4. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'm really proud of it. Really, really proud of it. Becky K. Hi, Becky K. What is my favorite part about being on The Talk? You know, I think the thing I love the most is getting paid to come to a place every day where I get to just be myself and spend time with people whose company I really enjoy and tell the truth. And when they were asking me to do the show, I was not concerned, but I had thoughts about whether I would really get to fully be myself. Would I get to tell the truth and be my own person? And, you know, people who know me from Talk Soup or who know me from stand-up, I stand-up, know that I can be a little edgy and a little baughty, and I'm not afraid to say what I think. And I was worried that I might have to change who I was for the show. And they were like, no, we love who you are. We want to embrace that. We want you to be yourself and just really speak out. And that they've really been true to that. And I feel like when you see us on the show, you're really getting, you know, a slice of who we all really are. And the women on the show have all really blossomed, really come into their own, and there's such a great dynamic. And I think, you know, we have the same conversation in our meetings in the morning that you see on the show, only a little bit more PG-13 when we're on TV. And I love that. I love when someone surprises me at the table. I love it when Julie comes out with a really great zinger. I love it when every day Cheryl just is so funny, and you're just waiting. You can't wait till Cheryl starts talking because you know she's just going to drop this giant, just hilarious bomb. It's going to explode, and everybody's going to laugh as we go to break. And just Sharon and her honesty and her frankness and her bawdiness, and Sarah's just the sweet, sweet heart of the show. And I love coming here every day. And we all took this nice long break, and I remember saying to Julie on the first day, oh God, you know, the week before the show starts, you have this little bit of back to school-itis, like, oh, I wish I had another week off. I could do so much more stuff. I could use a little bit more sleep. And then the first day we walk in that meeting and we're all so happy to be back here. This is a wonderful place to come to work every day. And I feel incredibly fortunate to have this job. Plus, they buy you lunch. Hockey Junkie 3. Hi, Hockey Junkie 3. I like your handle. It's got lots of K sounds in it. On Twitter says, how do you all get your skin so perfect? How are you all so perfect? Oh my God, Hockey Junkie, we are not perfect. There's no perfection going on here. We are all incredibly imperfect. I will say everybody on the show, we kind of help each other and encourage each other to take care of ourselves. That's been a big thing, a big theme last year and an even bigger theme this year. Everybody's been no one ever tells anybody else like what they need to do, but we all support each other. So if someone's like, I'm really trying to eat well, or I really want to, you know, cut back on my sugar, or I'm going to try to eat more vegetables, the rest of us are all really supportive. So that's been a big thing, is us all. Or if someone's eating something and they're like, oh my God, you look really great. What are you doing? Oh, here's what I'm eating. Here's what I'm doing. And there's been a lot of support here. It's been a very supportive environment. everybody gets facials. We're not extravagant. Nobody's like lying face down in a bowl of diamond dust. You know what I mean? It's a pretty laid back group of women. Um, but I know when we knew we had that makeup free show, everybody like freaked the frag out, if you get my drift. And everybody was getting facials over the break. I got 3 facials, and Sarah got 1 million facials. Everybody was like, at least my skin will be clean. But we all just try to like get enough rest and eat well and drink enough water. I mean, really boring. How boring am I? I should tell you. Well, we all flew to France and we ate duck eggshells for a month. But we're all super normal. We just ate salad and drank water and tried to exercise and everything in moderation. A little bit of chocolate. Nothing too extreme. You're perfect too. Perfection is overrated. Just be yourself. Hi, Polly David. At Polly David on Twitter says, what are your plans for Girl on Guy? I admire your interview skills. Thank you, Polly David. Well, season 2 of Girl on Guy starts next week, next Tuesday, September 18th, with a very special, amazing, huge, awesome guest. I took a little break. For people who don't listen to my podcast, I took 7 weeks off so that I could write a book called Self-Inflicted Wounds. It comes out spring 2013. It's connected to my show. If you know my show, guests always come on and tell a story about some massive kind of fail in their life, and sometimes it's really funny, sometimes it's really personal, sometimes it's really poignant. So I decided that since I goad my guests on my podcast into telling terrible stories about their past, that I should tell some terrible stories from my past. So the book's going to be all of my massive fails for my whole life, and what I've learned or not learned from them. And I finished a draft of that. I'm very excited about it. And September 18th, the show comes back, all new guests, all new awesomeness. The show just hit, I think, 4.5 million downloads. It's doing really well. It was named Best New Comedy Podcast on iTunes last year. I'm really proud of it. And I'm really also very proud and grateful to everybody who listens to it, because I make it for free. I don't make any money on it. It's a labor of love. It's free to you, and I wouldn't do it without you. You guys are amazing. So thanks for listening to the podcast, those of you who do, and those of you who don't. It's free. What's wrong with you? Go get it. So this person must be on Facebook, and this name is I'm going to mess it up. Either this person's Hawaiian or African. I'm sorry, whoever you are. I'm sure that I'm going to make your beautiful poetic name sound like I just learned how to speak English. Niefolo Mokoaleli. Okay, I'm just a jerk. I can't get it right. Niefolo Mokoaleli. Aloha. My favorite lady. Hi, Niefolo. I don't think this is a question. She says, or he says, I don't even know if you're a guy or a girl. I'm the worst person in the world. Says, my favorite lady, I love everything about you. Your smile, your clothes, your hairstyle, your makeup. The list is endless. I love you, babe. Well, thank you, Niefolo. I love you too. And if I loved you enough more, I would learn how to say your name, but we just met. But thank you for that amazing, amazing post. And you're the sweetest person ever. Forever your boy. What is your advice on a healthy relationship besides open communication and trust? Well, I think open communication and trust are important, but I don't think they're the most important thing. I think being nice is the most important thing. It's not rocket science. I think most people are nice to people all day long at work and in the street, and then they come home and they're just a total butt face to the person who could choke them out in their sleep. So I think you probably have your priorities backwards. You should be mean to strangers and people at work, and be nice to the person that might, be able to poison your food. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, be nice to the person that's in bed with you every night, who holds your happiness in their hands. So my husband and I are very nice to each other. We say please and thank you all the time. It's disgusting. It's a little upsetting. People are just people come up and like, I love you, and around us people are just vomiting and just spontaneously vomiting into garbage cans on the street. But I just believe that if you're kind to this person that you've chosen to spend your life with, they will be kind back to you and not sit in the corner resenting your ass and thinking about how the secretary at work is super hot. She probably is super hot. I mean, there are hot people out there, but just be nice to the dude. Marie M. How hot is Shaun T in real life? Nice workout today. Abs real. Shaun T's super hot. Shaun T's hotness is dripping off of him like raindrops. He is also super nice, crazy nice. How are you so nice and so hot? And his abs are 100% real, not painted on. I actually had a hard time making eye contact today. Like I was talking to him and I was like, looking at, which is rude. I was like fully a dude at Hooters today with Shaun T. Like he was talking to me and I was just staring at his stomach and he's like, my eyes are up here, dirty lady. And I was like, I don't even know your name anymore, Mr. 16 pack. But Shaun T's amazing. So sweet, so enthusiastic, obviously a great trainer. Obviously his program works because look at his tum-tum. But you know, the other side of that, you have to work hard in the gym and you also got to put down your big old glass of Chardonnay. And you know, food and exercise. So I have a feeling Shaun T is not like eating ice cream sundaes. I have a feeling Shaun T just lives on like sunshine and smiles, which by the way, not fattening at all. Thandyman or Tandyman says that makeup-free episode will go down in history. Good on you, girls. Well, you know what? Handyman or Tandyman, or maybe it's the Handyman. Twitter handles are a mystery. Thank you for your support. We were all really, really proud of ourselves, and I think that we didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. We just wanted to do something fun that was personally scary for us as a group, and we're happy. And I like I said on the show today, a woman wrote on Facebook that she had been having a hard year. She had had an illness. She'd gained a lot of weight. She wasn't feeling good about herself. And that watching the show really made her reflect that what's on the inside is more important than what's on the outside. And she said it really uplifted her. And I hope that we were able to kind of help people see that glamour is fun, but it's not what's critical in your life. It's fun to put on makeup. It's fun to do your hair. But what's really important are how you feel about yourself, loving the people around you, embracing who you are, and you're so much more than your looks. So hopefully that's what we communicated yesterday, and also that a little bit of lip gloss goes a long way. Ooh, Corin. Apparently, this person likes waffles. Corin ate a waffle. Good for you, Corin. Waffles are delicious. Says, what's the story behind the skull necklace? Oh yeah, so I have a new skull necklace. On the show. I have a bunch of skull necklaces. I love skulls. I don't know why that is. It's just, I'm a weird girl. But my first skull necklace I got when I was on a trip for my anniversary in Paris a couple years ago with my husband. And since then I've just loved them. And then I got another one here that I was wearing all last season. And then this is my new one. It's got little sparkles on it. You know what I feel like it is? It's kind of, it's maybe like a little bit of I'm a little sweet and I'm a little tough kind of a thing. And it's also a little bit like don't fear scary things, embrace them and make them your own. Don't let other things frighten you. And it's a little bit like, don't you mess up with me. So that's probably what the skull necklace is all about. Oh, okay, on Facebook, Annie J asks, how was attending the DNC last week? Any stories? Favorite part? The DNC was amazing. You know, I was a big Obama supporter in the last election, and I campaigned for him, so it was really fun to go this time. Charlotte is an amazing city. I love North Carolina. I've been to the South a couple times. I've shot some movies there. I've done some comedy shows there. It's a beautiful little town. The South is so welcoming. The food's amazing. And because Charlotte's so small, you got to walk around in the street and really see people on the street embracing each other and the enthusiasm. And, you know, no matter what side of the political aisle you're on, the most important thing is that you exercise your democratic rights, that you get involved, that you communicate with other people, that you stay connected. You know, it's a privilege living in this country, and with it come certain responsibilities. One of those is to be involved in your political process. And so I really love being engaged in the political process. It's a delight, because in a lot of countries we wouldn't have that opportunity. So what was the most amazing thing? Let's see. I got to meet Bill Clinton. That was pretty cool. Got a picture with him. We had a little booth, and our little booth was like a few things down from the First Lady's booth, and I was sitting next to Zach Braff, and at one point he said, "Oh my God, you're the next African American woman sitting in your aisle is the First Lady." And indeed, she was 27 seats down from me on my left, really very far away. No matter how much I yelled at her, she did not turn my way. I also yelled so loud, and I had my little flag, and I was screaming, and I yelled so loud that I lost my voice, and I decided that I needed to bring somebody else in to a relay, that when I went out of woo, I could get somebody else to start wooing for me, because I ran out of woo like halfway through the convention, and I just had to wave my flag silently but with a lot of intensity. I was waving the crap out of that flag. I love my country. So it was really great. Very energizing, very inspiring. I think two of my favorite things were the mom who had 4 out of her 5 kids and one in each branch of the armed forces. That was incredibly inspiring. Her and her family have obviously made great sacrifices for our country, and I found that to be just so generous, and her spirit was really beautiful. And the family that talked about how if the Affordable Care Act was repealed, they would lose healthcare coverage for their daughter. I thought that was important. I think sometimes what our government does seems very remote, and you don't see how it's going to affect your life. And it was good to see a family talking about how affordable healthcare has changed their life. They have a daughter born with a congenital heart defect, and now her insurance company can't deny her coverage. So it was good to see those kinds of stories. Good to see Americans coming together. And like I said, I don't care how you vote. I just care that you vote, participate. This is the greatest country in the world, and it requires us all to put our 2 cents in. So hopefully you guys all get out there and get involved. Nancy F. on Facebook says, what would I ask the president or Mrs. Obama if I had them on the talk? Well, of course, we would ask Mrs. Obama what she does in the gym to get those guns. Hello, welcome to the gun show, Flotus. And then, I don't know. I would probably just fall apart and do a lot of hugging. I'm a big fan of the First Family. I don't know. I think I would maybe ask the president how he stays positive and optimistic in the face of criticism. I think that a lot of people could learn a lot from that. I would ask him about his vision for the next 4 years and what he wants to do for American families. I would talk to the First Lady a little bit about her work with military families. I've done a lot of work with wounded warriors and with veterans in general. I have a lot of fans in the armed forces. I'm very grateful to that. I talk to a lot of those guys on Facebook. They're overseas. A lot of them listen to my podcast, or they download episodes of Archer over there. And even when I was on Talk Soup was on the Armed Forces Network. So I've had a relationship with guys and women in our armed forces for a long time, and their sacrifices are something that I'm highly aware of. And the little bit I've been able to do to kind of interact with them and tell them how much I appreciate them has been really important to me. So I would want to talk with her about her work with military families. I think it's important, and I think I'm very grateful to people who make those personal sacrifices every day on behalf of the rest of us, so we can all kick it here and have our iced coffees and complain about what's on television. So I think that's incredibly important work, and I'm glad she's made that a mission of hers, and I would want to ask her a little bit about that. Okay, hi Forever Your Boy. You're blowing me up. Love me on Nip Tuck. Thank you. One of my favorite shows. What was it like working on the show? Nip Tuck was an amazing show, obviously. She nominated for like 1 billion Emmys, all the Emmys. I got all the Emmys. It was amazing because I was a fan of the show before I got the show. Here's something you guys probably don't know. When you're an actor, you're usually also a person, and you're a fan of shows that you end up on. And that is a very odd experience. It's one thing to start on a new show that hasn't been on the air. It's another thing, almost every show I've ever been on, with the exception of maybe The Ghost Whisperer, was already a hit before I joined it. So like when I got Friends, I was a huge Friends fan, and then all of a sudden I was standing in the middle of Monica and Chandler's apartment, and I was like, oh my God, and I was like looking out the window to see if I could see Ugly Naked Guy. So, and when I was on 24, I had seen every episode of 24, and then I was inside the CTU. So those experiences are really extraordinary because I am a fan. People who know me from my podcast or know me from, the stuff I do with like the Nerdist, and I am a fangirl first and foremost. And it's exciting. So when I got Nip Tuck, I mainly just didn't want to suck. That was my goal, like not to come on Nip Tuck and suck up the joint. Also I'm really good friends with Julian McMahon. I was friends with him before I did the show, and we had to have a sex scene. So I also tried not to laugh in his face. That was a big goal. Don't laugh in Dr. Christian's face while you're trying to make sweet, sweet love with him. People haven't seen my episode of Nip Tuck. It was a very intense episode. I had some reconstructive surgery down in the joint. And then I had to give it a test run with Dr. Christian, because why not? If you're a girl and you're on Nip Tuck, eventually you end up in bed with Dr. Christian. And you have to do these sex scenes, and they kind of put little like tape over your bits. And then you have to act as if you're having sex. And he has a little thing over his bits that you normally wear on your feet. And we just pretty much tried not to laugh into each other's mouths as we were kissing. That was pretty much how that went. So I really wanted to do good work. I wanted to honor the storyline. I was a character who had been circumcised, a woman who had had genital mutilation as a child, and I really wanted to honor the women that have gone through that. It's a terrible, terrible thing, and I just wanted to do good work, and it was an amazing experience, and I'm really, really proud of that episode. And a lot of people afterwards said, I didn't even know that was you until I saw the credits, and that's the best compliment you can give an actor. The second best compliment is you're super hot. So make sure to say that to an actor sometime. Last question, Derek Furman from Twitter. It was great being on the show. He was an audience member on the show in June, and he wants to know how much fun it is to work with Sarah and Sharon. It's awesome, super double extra fun. And that is all that can be said about that. They're both lovely women. I love coming here every day. I feel very grateful to have this job. I feel very lucky to be here, and it's going to be an amazing season 3. And we're already, I mean, we just, that first episode was so fun and so exciting. We're already trying to think about what else we can do to blow your minds. So stand by. It's going to be an amazing season. We can't wait. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tweeting. Thanks for Facebooking. Thanks for whatever else you're doing. I don't know what else you're doing. The internet's a big place. But that's it for me today. It was super fun. Thanks for all your questions. And tomorrow it's going to be Cheryl Underwood. So get your questions ready for her, and have a great day. Thanks, guys.